Hello, everybody, and welcome in on this Monday morning. I almost said Tuesday or Wednesday. Didn't want to take us too far ahead, even though I know some folks would probably wish it were Tuesday, right? Well, it is Monday morning, just about 11 o'clock. We want to get you caught up on some of those stories that are making headlines in and around Atlanta. Hopefully, you found yourself having a great weekend. If you were tuned into the game between the Georgia Bulldogs and Alabama Crimson Tide, probably weren't too happy, especially if you're a Georgia fan. But you know what? Things happen. Sometimes it is what it is. We'll have to see. They put up a fight. It was just one of those games, right? All right, so let's get into these stories that are making headlines and also the stories that we're going to have updates for you on Atlanta News First at noon. This first one is a racially charged murder case in Clayton County that is finally going to trial. Hannah Payne is accused of tracking down and killing a 69-year-old man who left the scene of an accident. And now Atlanta News First reporter Rebecca Schramm, she is live in Jonesboro, or I should say she has more from Jonesboro, where this all happened 4.5 years ago, and many questions surrounding the holdup of why it's taken so long.
The first delay was because of the pandemic. Then, on the eve of the first scheduled trial, the defense attorney had a minor stroke. Now there's a new judge, and jury selection is finally set to begin today here at the Clayton County Courthouse. Take a look. Hannah Payne was 21 years old when this happened in May of 2019. She was a witness to a wreck near the airport. She called 911, and according to prosecutors, she followed a pickup truck that left the scene, ignoring the instructions of dispatchers who told her not to engage the driver. Instead, prosecutors say she blocked in his truck with her Jeep and pointed a gun at the driver, 69-year-old Kenneth Herring, demanding that he get out of the car. Herring's family said he was suffering from a diabetic episode at the time and that he was trying to get to a hospital. There was a struggle, according to Payne's attorney, and she shot and killed him, her attorney saying it was self-defense. The case stirred up racial tension in Clayton County. The defendant's family insists race had nothing to do with it.
She does not see color. She sees right, she sees wrong.
As you can see, she has a great diverse group of community and friends, her family, her boyfriend. I mean, she's never really thought about race.
Forget about race. Forget about, let's talk about humanity.
Right.
It's wrong any place in the United States of America.
We will monitor jury selection today, and we'll let you know when it's time for opening statements to get underway. At the Clayton County Courthouse, Rebecca Schramm, Atlanta News First.
And another story that we are watching right now at 11 o'clock, YSL, that trial is back underway. We told you on Friday that the jurors had the day off, but again, back in session today. Week 2 for that trial for Young Thug, the rapper here in Atlanta, whose real name is Jeffrey Williams, getting underway. And still this morning, a lot of questions, surrounding this trial about where it is going to go next. Because when we talk about this trial and how much interest it has had, not just here in Atlanta, but really across the nation, because of what this could potentially mean, depending on how this all runs. There's obviously that question about how this is going to impact. Excuse me, it seems like I'm having a little bit of a technical difficulty up here, but it seems like it's going to have a major impact on some future cases regarding the idea of being able to utilize lyrics as evidence. Well, attorneys for the rapper claim YSL stands for his record label Young Stoner Life. Dozens of other witnesses are expected to testify before the trial ends, and of course Atlanta News First is going to be in that courtroom up until that verdict is reached. So be sure to watch our live stream of the trial. You can find that on Atlanta News First Plus. Now to a story where if you've been to Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport, you might have noticed something. Sometimes when you're there, you realize that there is a growing number of people who are homeless, some of which who might have asked you for money, some might have asked you for food, some might have not bothered you, but you just knew that they were, stretched out in the airport, on the outside of the airport. Well, this has been a challenge that Hartsfield-Jackson officials say they are seeing, and now the Atlanta City Council is getting involved in this by finding a resolution that would potentially support the homeless that are sleeping inside of Hartsfield-Jackson during these cold months. A lot of them doing whatever they can just to stay warm, right? Well, Atlanta News First Madeline Montgomery, she has more from Hartsfield-Jackson about what this resolution would do and how soon that final vote could come.
Workers have been coming up to us this morning saying that this is an issue. They'll be going around the airport doing their jobs and they'll find folks sleeping where they're not supposed to. And so City Council wants to find a resolution that's good for the airport as well as good for people who are homeless and need somewhere safe to stay. And what it's going to do is it will require the airport to adopt a plan that provides greater assistance and support services to the homeless. It highlights those who are experiencing homelessness will not be criminalized for being at the airport, calling on the airport to draft up additional $500,000 in emergency funds towards homeless outreach. Hartsfield-Jackson currently works with Hope Atlanta, who relocates homeless people and runs programs to help people get off the streets. And statistics from that agency show that people in emergency shelters has gone up any given night in January, increasing by 84% from 2022 to this year. Councilwoman Andrea Boone is co-sponsoring this resolution.
We have people in our food courts that are literally looking for scraps of food at the food court. We have those in the atrium that are begging folks for sandwiches out of their bags. They are seeking shelter. They are seeking safety. Many are suffering from mental illness. Many are suffering from substance abuse.
And we will be staying on top of that story because we know how important that is to the community and to our population here in Atlanta. Again, it's been a challenge that we've been seeing, but one that we'll continue to follow and be sure to keep you posted on how that final vote goes, which could come as soon as today. You know what? Here's something that's interesting, and it might actually shock you. There are a lot of people trying to buy homes right now. What's interesting is that there is help that is available for those of you who are eager to maybe pay a mortgage instead of paying your landlord. Starting today, Atlanta Habitat for Humanity is reopening its home purchase program application process, and these applications are accepted on the first Monday of each month. Now, this program is going to give first-time home buyers an opportunity to own affordable, energy-efficient homes with a zero-interest 30-year mortgage. Did you hear me when I said that? A zero-interest 30-year mortgage. If you own a home, you know the struggle. And that struggle is, you pay so much interest, especially at the beginning of that home. So that could be a game changer for a lot of people. So good for those. And we do have a link of how you can apply for that program on the free Atlanta News First app. So be sure to check that out. All right, take a look at this.
And in the spirit of the holiday season, I just want to say, Merry Christmas, you filthy animals.
That's the only way you can say something like that, especially as we're weeks away from Christmas. And definitely 'tis the season for you to watch Home Alone 1 or 2 if you're like me. Number 2, Lost in New York, probably my favorite. But Macaulay Culkin says that he's excited about this. He now has his star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. He made his mark in Hollywood as the character Kevin McAllister, which was a very resourceful boy who was accidentally left home alone when his family left for Christmas vacation. His on-screen mom, who you see here, praising his acting ability, not just as an adult, but even as a child. And look at them. He's all grown up. Because think about when Home Alone was shot, that was many, many years ago. And she still looks the same. That's just awesome. Great to see so many great things happening and whatnot. And congratulations to him. He's the man. He's making it happen, and he's finally getting that star that a lot of people would say he deserved. Do want to leave you with this as we get ready to go on this Monday morning, taking a live look over Midtown. And you can see things looking much better than probably what we've been dealing with over the weekend, because I'm telling you, there was just gloom. The temperature felt okay, right? But It just didn't. It wasn't pretty. It wasn't pretty. Well, today we are in for a nice day, although you might need the light jacket to take with you if you're headed out the door anytime soon. We've got First Alert meteorologist Ella Dorsey with weather where you are coming up at 11:30, so in just about 20 minutes. But then we'll see you back here for Atlanta News First at noon with all of today's top stories and headlines. We'll see you. Make it a great Monday.